welcome to my tutorial. Today you're going to learn to play a John Mayer style double stop riff. All you need are two major bar chord shapes. Now I've broken the riff into 5 different versions that vary in difficulty from very easy to advanced. And I did that so guitarists of all levels can learn something from this lesson. Let's get started and see how the final riff sounds. Version number 1. This is just to learn how to, this is if you're new to double stops and haven't played them in riffs very much. All right, let's start out this lick. Here's the first version, the very easy version of the lick. All right, so how did I play that? Well, I started off with an E major root 5 bar chord. So you can take the first finger at the 5th string, 7th fret, and then the 3rd finger is going to bar across the 9th fret at the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. It'll look like this. So, setting that up. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm only going to play the first 3 notes, which would be the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings. Be a power chord. Play that. Then I'm going to move my 3rd finger up to the 9th fret, 5th string. Play that note and then slide up to the 11th. So B. Now I'm going to replace the 1st finger back down on the 9th fret where my 3rd finger previously was. So now the 1st finger is barred across the 9th fret, but I'm going to be holding the 3rd, 4th, and 5th strings now, because that is going to set me up for the next part of the lick. So here's what we have so far. Now, keeping this 1st finger barred down, I'm going to add the 3rd finger at the 11th fret, 4th string. Play that. That's the first double stop. There we go. So add that and then release it. And we're going to move the 3rd finger up to the 5th string, 11th fret. So here's what we have so far. Now we're going to go down all the way to the 5th fret, 6th string. And we're going to hold down an A major bar chord rooted on the 6th string. If you don't know what that looks like, it's right there. And I'm just going to play the lowest note, the 6th string, then play the whole chord, then play the whole chord again. So here's the riff all together. All right, version number 2, a little bit harder, but not much. We're going to add in some hammered double stops and also do a little bit of an arpeggio picking on the final A chord. So here's the whole riff together. Start out the same, starting with the 3rd finger on the 11th fret, 4th string. You're going to start with it above it and do what we call a hammered, it's kind of a grace note hammer. We call it a grace note because it's very quick. So you play the 9th, the 1st finger holding across the 9th fret on the 3rd and the 4th string. And then you're going to hammer very quickly right after you play it to the 11th fret, 4th string with your 3rd finger. So instead of going, we're going to turn that first double stop into a hammered double stop. And we'll do the same thing when you move that up to the 9th fret. Instead of doing that, we're going to go hammer. So here it is, both of those together. Okay, here's up to that point. The next part, you're just really going to go down and hold this A major bar chord. That, of course, you're barring across the 1st finger is barred across the 5th fret, all the strings. 3rd finger's on the 7th fret, 5th string. Pinky finger or 4th finger's on the 4th string, 7th fret, and then the 2nd finger is at the 3rd string, 6th fret. So we're just going to hold that in place, but we're going to drag the pick. These are going to be down, 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 down. So that's all the way 6, 5, 4, 3. You notice I'm just dragging across. I'm not going doing individual picks. That's a very common mistake with new players. They'll do that. That's a lot of motion you don't need to do. So it'd be more like this. Once I hit the 3rd string, I'm going to skip over and do upstrokes. 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So I'm going to go 6, as far as string numbers, 6, 5, 4, 3. Then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then strum the whole chord again. Here it is all together. Here's the whole thing put together slowly. Version number 3, starting to get a little bit tougher now as far as the difficulty is concerned. I'm going to add in, I'm going to add a little hammer on and a double stop very quickly before our first hammered double stop. Same thing starts out, I go. But now, before I go to the hammered double stop, I'm going to throw in a hammered. Basically, I'm doing this little slide. I'm repeating it again, but now I'm going to, since I'm already positioned right here, I'm going to use the 1st finger to do the hammer on. I'm not going to do a slide again. So it'll look like this. So here it is, first measure on version number 3. It's also kind of a triplet rhythm. Da-da-da, da-da-da, triplet. Now I'm going to play it so you can hear how it sounds going into the next measure. Also added that as a new note. The 11th fret, 5th string. I'm putting that after. Normally we just had and stopped. So I'm kind of walking it down. Then we go. And in the same sense, I'm walking it down again to this and doing the 12th. I'm walking it down to the 12th fret here on the 6th string and then sliding down indefinitely. Here's version number 3 with background. First 2 measures so far. Then we're going to do the hammer. We kind of slide down on this 12th fret. And then I'm going to end up with the 1st finger at the 5th fret, 6th string. And then I'm going to put the whole A major, I'm gonna hold down the A major bar chord. But on the second measure of the A major bar chord, I'm gonna add something with my pinky finger here. I'm gonna do a little hammer on from the 6th fret to the 7th fret. It turns it into an A sus4. So all I'm really doing there is lifting up. I'm keeping the whole A bar chord shape. Lifting up my pinky, playing the 3rd string, then hammering to the 7th fret with the pinky finger right here, and dragging my pick down. Going down, then up, up. On the 2nd and 3rd string. Here it is again, slowly. And then you just strum the bottom 4 strings, the 6th, 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings. So here it is again, whole thing, slowly. Here's version number 4 up to full speed. Three things happening. First off, you probably notice the way that I'm attacking this. I'm essentially muting these strings ahead of the notes that I'm holding down and behind the notes that I'm holding down. And by doing that, it gives you kind of more of an attack and percussive feel to the lick. I'm also adding just some percussives thrown in. So this first chord, what I'm doing to get this sound, get this percussive sound, I'm holding down the first, holding down my first finger at the 7th fret, 5th string. But if you look close, it's up kind of far to where I'm touching the 6th string, so it does not sound if hit. It gives you that tone. And then I'm just gonna bar the 9th fret with the 3rd finger at the 3rd and 4th strings. So I'm essentially holding those down, playing the power chord, but I'm hitting that 6th string and getting that kind of percussive sound. One quick little thing I threw in here, kind of stuffing that in between the licks. I'm doing that as an upstroke. And then I'm gonna reach the 3rd finger up to the 9th fret, 5th string. Still doing the same thing, and I'm kind of using my 2nd finger to tuck behind the 3rd finger so I can mute the 6th string when I'm doing that 9th fret slide up to the 11th. Okay, after that, I'm gonna add in just a quick percussive strum on the 5th and 6th strings, 4th and 4th string. Do a down up. That's really just for my hand to have something to keep time, so I'm not just sitting there doing nothing. All this measure is played with doing percussive muting. Here's the first measure slow. Here it is even slower. Okay, next measure is pretty much the same as before. But you're going to, again, mute all the notes that you're not playing. all downstrokes, by the way, too. Yeah, that's it. Third measure is the same as 4. Until you get right here at the end, I'm going to hit this chord. And then play the third finger on the 7th fret, 6th string, slide up. And what that's intended to do, it leads you to the next version that we'll be doing, which is how do you get back and play the lick again. Because ideally you want to probably play this lick a couple of times. So here it is one more time, full speed. Last and final version. First line is the same. Basically what you're going to do is learn how to play and connect the line, playing it multiple times in a row. And this very ending piece here, it's kind of tough to do sometimes. I also, on the second round through, at the very end, instead of coming back to this A, I come down to here. Do a sus2 that's a little bit lower. So I'm going to play this whole thing together so you can hear it and see how it could function. I originally wrote it as like an intro to a song. So instead of me having to just go, just doing chords, I wanted that to sound a little bit more interesting than just being an E chord and going to an A chord. So here's the last version of it. All right, so it's first line, everything's the same. The thing that you just got to get back to is that get to that. There's no break in between, so you have to jump your fingers. And this jump to your E major bar chord. The very last chord's not hard. Just gonna use your first 2 fingers, 1 and 2, for an A sus2. Do a power chord. If you get more than that, that's not a big deal. All right, so it's time for goodbye. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson today. Just a side note, there is a backing track. The backing track that I was playing to is actually on my channel. It's under John Mayer Style Blues backing track. I'll provide a link for it in the description if you want to practice these double stop riffs over that. Also, if you found value from this channel, please like and subscribe to the channel and click the notification button so you'll get updates when I release a new video. So until next time, take it easy.